National Weather Service said that there's an advisory against drinking coffee in this hot weather. It could be hazardous to your health, but I'm no quitter, so I'm gonna hang in there. It's a little warm. That's all right. I said this in the other day's video, and sure enough, got a commenter. You are a wimp. Not man enough to take care of your wife, put her in a proper house, and you get a job. You don't know what you're doing. Let me drink some of my beer here at midnight while I stomp on my computer, begging for money. And I tell the trolls, you know, when you really research trolls, and of course I've dealt with them for almost 10 years now, you really learn that they are absolutely psychotic. And probably even have a lower IQ when they really get into it. Poor thing, she just can't, she wants to be outside because of the heat. It's cooler outside than it is in the house, but the fireworks are too much for her. She can't handle the fireworks, so she's in and out. And the thing is, the fireworks aren't that bad, it's just bottle rockets. She doesn't like them. But the trolls, they're probably lower IQ. Most of them can't use punctuation. And I'm not saying that it's okay, you know, it's bad that you can't use punctuation or you don't spell well. I mean, I struggle with spelling too. I've tried to really practice in my adult life. You know, I never stopped trying to learn it. But at least use spell checker. I mean, you can't even use spell checker, and you can't convince me that your phone is so bad that it's changing all the words to completely nonsense, or words that don't have any meaning. SQ156 AB, you know, what word is that? I don't know. But I don't know, the trolls are just something else. What was that troll that they're trolling about? Oh, the heat. That's what it was. Yeah, it's pretty hot. We don't have air conditioning. Ah, you're not a real man because you can't take care of your wife. I don't even know what that means. I can't take care of my wife. I mean, she eats well. She's got clean clothes. She's got running water. She's got everything that she wants. So she got, you know, when she wanted the camper, we got the camper. I mean, there might be some inconveniences, but I mean, we've talked about it before. You know, she used to have to carry water. I had to carry water, you know, growing up. So I don't understand this. You can't take care of your wife. I mean, I've actually done better this way with having less than what I've done all my life. I ran my own company, and we were always broke. I mean, we made good money, but you know, you got to stay up with the Joneses. Especially when you travel, you have to have good cars. So every 4 years we were buying a new car. You're constantly in debt. Of course, you got to have the jewelry for your spouse and your children, and they got to have all the fancy stuff because you have to represent yourself. But here I don't have to represent myself, so I don't have to spend money. We don't spend money. Oh, you're a cheapskate. I don't even know what that means, cheapskate. If we need something, we go get it. If we want something, we go get it. So I don't even understand the cheapskate. Just because I don't have a big house, that makes me a cheapskate? I think it makes me smart. I think it, you know, a lot of people just assume that everything's going to be okay. And I don't. I mean, they've already said that the year I retire, they're going to reduce the Social Security by 20%. That's already a law. Unless they do something to change it, it's already on the books. It's a law. So the generation before mine spent all the money. You know, when we look at the greatest generation, I've said this before, they built a world-class economy. Pulled us out of the Depression, pulled us out of World War II, started inventing things, went to the moon. I mean, built infrastructure, built all the highways. Then their kids came in and, oh, they were spoiled rotten. Spoiled rotten. Spend money, spend money, spend money, spend money. Oh, I'm out of money. Get debit cards, get credit cards, get credit cards. Oh, out of credit cards. Let's go get government money, government money, government money. Now we're $36 trillion in debt, and there's no more money. So they spent Social Security, they spent everything. Everything's gone. And now they're mad because my generation can't support them. Well, they didn't have any kids because right at the same time, abortion passed. Supreme Court said abortion was legal. So they started aborting their kids and birth control. And so now there's no kids to support them. And they're mad. They were spoiled in their childhood. They were spoiled throughout life with credit that they didn't have. And now they want their children to take care of them. And we don't have the money. It's gone. You spent it. There's no inheritance. So they get on their keyboards and they're just mad. How dare you find a solution to the problem that I tried to create for you? I tried to make it where you didn't have any money and you would starve to death before retirement. And here you go and build a little house, live completely self-sufficient. For the most part, you don't need a lot of infrastructure. You don't need public utilities. You don't need anything. And you have money in the bank. And you don't work. You're a lazy fool and you got money. And they're so angry and so jealous. Because they worked their hindsight off all those years, and then they say, I don't have anything to show for it. Well, it's because you were out there partying. And that's the truth. I mean, you look at one of the most popular movies of that generation that was made about that generation. Forrest Gump. And look at Jenny. Okay, Jenny. Jenny is the example of that generation. It really is. I mean, if you really think about it, you listen to that generation's YouTube channel, and they don't talk about financial security or retirement or church or nothing like that. No. I mean, if you were to listen to, well, that's the thing. You listen to my grandparents. You go to over their house, and they'll be talking about church or the farm or, politics. They'd be, things that children can learn things from. Oh, great. But then you listen to this generation. Oh, I was chasing tails yesterday. I was online and I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get some. And it's just disgusting. That's all they think about. That generation also got to legalize marijuana in most states. And now they're finding out, that's the thing, is that generation tried to convince everybody it was a cure for everything. It was a cure for cancer. It was a cure for depression. It was a cure. And now all of a sudden they're finding out it's causing brain damage. Oh, wow. Oh, surprise. How did that happen? We can't smoke cigarettes, but we can put this plant in our lungs and it's totally safe. It'll actually cure your tobacco intake. You smoke enough of this, you'll be living for the rest of eternity. That's all it was just a big party. I mean, I was listening to this YouTuber the other day, and his wife has died, and he's trying to find a new woman. That's all. Gotta have a woman, gotta have somebody to take care of me. I gotta have. Hey, ladies, and it's just like, man, that's it. That's your goal in life, just to find another woman. Your wife died. Let's get another one. It's like, oh, my car died. I go buy a new one. They don't want a relationship. They want a possession. And it just bothers me. They don't want someone to care for them. They want someone to idolize them. It's sickening. And then they get so mad at this generation if you call them out. And you say, look, the YouTuber I was talking about, all this time I got plenty of money, I'm going to be great. And then he comes out and he slips up. I don't know why, but he slips up. Well, since my wife died, we don't get her Social Security check out, and it's month to month for me. I thought you were doing great. You got this big fancy house. You show us this big fancy house, and you're just got all these toys. I mean, heck, when this channel was first started, he was showing us all the stuff he was buying, $100 and some odd per pop. And he was making these short videos, and every short video he was showing this new toy he just bought. And they were just toys. Not even really adult toys, just kind of like toys. And now all of a sudden he's out of money. And it's like, well, what are you gonna do? I know, credit cards. And that's what the thing is, he'll go get credit cards. Most of them do. They'll spend it up, file bankruptcy, and then he'll pass away. And you know, people don't seem to understand what bankruptcy means or default. It's inflation. You took money that wasn't yours. You didn't pay it back. The bank isn't going to absorb that loss. And I know that people seem to think that that's just what happens. Oh, well, you know, it's the bank's problem. They shouldn't have given him any money. Well, who do you think feeds the bank? Me. I put money into savings and CDs and that kind of stuff. That's my money. So they take my money and they loan it to you. You are supposed to pay it back. So they're, you know, the bank is just the intermediary. They're just the intermediate thing. Of course, yes, they're making the money. And in exchange for me loaning you money, you pay me back on top with interest, and I get to make a little extra money that way. But when you default, or you decide you're not going to pay it, or you're going to complain that the banks are stealing all your money, it's not your money, it's mine. I loaned it to you. So they don't pay it back. Well, I still have to have my money. You know, I can't just give it to you. You promised to pay it back, so what does the bank do? They give me my money. But they had to print money to do that. Somebody had to print money, the government. So I get my money back. Well, now it's worth less than it was before. So if you look at it dollar for dollar, let's say I loaned you $500, you're supposed to pay me back $700 to $800 with interest and all that. But you don't, you pay me $250. So some other company says, look, I'm going to give you your $500 because this guy defaulted on you because he's a sleazebag. So they give me my $500. Well, it's actually $250. But that $250 isn't worth what it was. So since you defaulted on half, I'm just making up round numbers and trying to keep it simple. The $500 I gave you is now only worth $250. And now you want me to take care of you. You need to let me move into your house. You need to take care of me and feed me and love me. Well, you took all my money. How am I supposed to do that? Well, that's not my problem. You need to figure that out. I took care of my parents. No, you didn't. You took their inheritance and you spent it. There's nothing left. Most of you will say, well, you can't take it with you, so you're spending it. You won't give it to your children. They didn't earn that money, I did. No, your parents gave it to you. And I know of lots of parents, lots of the greatest generation, handed down fortunes, and the fortunes are gone. And then they complain about rich people. Well, you could have been rich. All you do is put your money in the bank. You know, we went from a savings society where everybody had savings. Back in the 80s, a lot of people had savings. And then we went into a debit society right around that time, and nobody has savings. Most people are in debt. Well, I'm not in debt. We have a savings. And I intend to keep it. Even if I have to live in a tiny house. So you can call me a loser. And you're not a very good man. You're not manly. You don't know how to take care of your wife. Well, if she wanted to buy something, she could go buy it right now. So, if you'll click this up next box, take you over to my other channel. I really appreciate it. Go check it out. So I can make some money. So I can pay you what you think I owe you. I don't even know you. I do hope this video helps you, I don't know, reach your dreams. And at least understand what they should cost. Thanks for watching.